Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Up next on ESPN, just when everybody was ready to write off Thomas Jones, he found new life under John Gruden in Tampa last year. Now he's back in a starter's role. We'll see if he can deliver. Chicago, Tennessee, straight ahead.
These fans have been tailgating for hours, and now they are just moments away from what they've been waiting for. Hello there, everybody. I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to the Titans Coliseum. My good buddy Peter O'Keefe is with us, and Peter, the story of this one has to be the battle at the receiver position.
Well, Dan, when you have two great receivers on the field, you know it's going to be exciting.
That will bring up second down. McNair throws a bullet, and it's complete.
A bunch of receivers out there. Defense is expecting that, and they go to nickel.
Urlacher. Grossman lobs this one a bit, and he connects at the 18. Thomas catches it in the flat, and Gardner
The year and still moving.
McNair unloads this one to the left, and it's tipped. Grossman rifles this one hard over the middle, and is in motion. McNair tosses it deep down the left side, and it's caught at the 40 of the game.
That looks like they're committed to go long.
That will end the first quarter, and McNair zings it to the right side, and it's Bennett. This Grossman throws a beauty to the right side. Haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at the 45-yard line. McNair zips it to the left sideline, and this one.
Too, Dan. Big play coming up. Well, Dan, both sides seem geared up for the pass. Let's see what happens.
McNair. Nedney from 26 yards out, and they take the lead. Offense has taken the field, and they have been having a very tough time passing the ball. They have another opportunity. This one will fall down coming up. Booker catches the hard. Booker falls, and it appears that side of the field has not been kind to them at all.
Not at all. They got to go.
Edinger kicks this one from 56 yards out and can't quite get it. Mason catches it over the middle, and he's got the first down and a whole lot more. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Titans with a small lead, 3-0. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer?
And make something happen.
The Bears offense takes the field, and they will start out at their own 19-yard line. Joe down. Kalmus. Maynard gets the snap and aims this one out of bounds. This will fly. McNair fires this one over the middle, and the reception. Bennett grabs the fastball over the.
Looked in the eye. He's shaking it off on the sideline, and he told me that he will be ready to go.
Kenny catches the heater left. Nedney with a 21-yarder, and it's through the uprights. And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Titans are out in front, 6-0. Johnson catches it in the flat, and pass hustle. Gets your way, and sometimes it
doesn't.
Exactly. George will get the hand. Carter sacks him way back at the 32.
Kevin Carter did a great...
Clock 3. George is at the 35. Brown dodges this one way out right and heads. George will get the carry on second down and heads wide left. And that is going to do it for this one. The Titans come out on top 6-0. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Titans stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's check in with our player of the game, a guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. Derek Mason was kind enough to give us a moment of his time, and he's on the field with Susie Calvert. Susie?
Thank you, Chris. You helped carry your team today, and you nosed them out in this nail-biter game. What do you think was vital to your team's success today?
Man, the crowd really came out today and did a lot of screaming and yelling. And making a big play and hearing the crowd behind you, there's nothing like it in the world. I gotta give a lot of credit to the fans.
Chris, back to you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Giants decisively win by 17 points. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Steelers pick up their third win of the season. The Panthers lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the NFC South. Greg Ellis had yet another productive game, keeping his streak alive, but in the end, it wasn't enough to get the win. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. This week had some big injuries, and we'll get to all of them. But we're going to start right here. Dwayne Starks sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. It's reported that he's broken his hip, and if that's the case, he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. Javon Curse is done for the year, as he'll watch the rest of the season from the sidelines, and they'll be scrambling now to find someone that can fill his shoes. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Bears, Titans. Steve Air McNair had it going through the air as he found his man for a big play. The Titans win this one by the final score of 6-0. Antonio Chapman had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Packers beat the Vikings. Down in the deep south of Atlanta, we had the Falcons get nipped by 3 points. Over at Gillette Stadium, we had the Patriots walk away with a 6-point victory. Texans, Colts. Edgerrin James would certainly like to help his team get into the end zone. And he's set 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now looks to bounce outside, does so, gets a block, touchdown, 10 yards. The Colts go on to win this by the final score of 34-17. The Ravens defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Giant Stadium. The Redskins won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Eagles. In an NFC West matchup, we had the Seahawks win their 5th game of the season. Lions, Jaguars. Jimmy Smith, he's split out at the 14-yard line as they look to get 6. Makes the move toward the middle, and a nice catch at the back of the end zone for 6. The Jaguars win this one by the final score of 35-17. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
This guy will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 2 years, $1.0 million.
And in our final game, we had the Saints come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.